There are many things we have not seen by our naked eyes in this world, even in our lifetime. Yet, they are always there in our daily lives. Probably because we did not realize that we share the same ground with them. Some we obviously know, like these velvet ants, that in most cultures are revered and respected, going by the names of Ingombe Zereza, God's cows. Some even call them gods. They've called them God. Maybe because of their nature, the velvet. They only come when conditions are suitable. That is when we see them a few times a year. Sights we rarely get to see, but they are part of life. They are part of our existence. Like any other creature, they have to feed to survive. What is amazing with them is they bury themselves in the ground the moment that they have fed. Not deep into the ground, just inches. Here, where they will spend about 8 months in a year, probably more, maybe 10 months or so. They will only come out and they'll only bury themselves when the rains have wet the grounds enough for them to be able to dig in and hibernate, if that is the right word to use, for as long as the conditions shall allow, until a day when it rains again. That is when they shall appear. Well, this is so on the southern hemisphere, around the tropics, countries around the tropics of the Capricorn. Well, on days when it is hot, even on a rainy day, you won't be able to see them. They won't come out of their hiding places, out of their hole. They are so tiny, so minute, that it is even easier to miss their presence. But their colors, their velvet, their red color calls for attention. And the moment that they are out of the ground, they go to hunt for food, anything edible. They will eat the leaves of the shooting grass, of the small plants. You don't need to travel far to see the velvet ants. You don't need to go kilometers. All you have to do is get out of the house, look on the ground after the rains. You'll be able to see them. The most amazing thing is, even if it rains, it floods, the power of the rain cannot be enough to drown these creatures. That is because they are under the ground, sleeping most of the time. It is very rare, or rather, almost near impossible, to know the social life of the velvet ants. It is not common to see them in groups, to see them gathered together. Well, they can be seen, several of them in a place, but in groups moving together, it is not common. And the way they have been created, like most ants, is if they have fallen on their back, it will take them a while to get up. But they still get up. They can't be in that position forever. Life has to go on. Their quest and search for that which is to eat has to continue. Have you considered the importance of the grass that is springing up, the shrubs, the thorns, to humanity and to the majority of us, especially when it is growing in our yards? We find it as a nuisance. But removing them will serve a good purpose, yet it will also create something negative in nature. The topsoil is going to be washed away, which contains foods that some creatures live on, creatures like the velvet ants. They do eat leaves, but not so much. Their meals, their food is found in the sand particles. It is found in the rocks, and of course in some of the plants. But these thorns, they make their world to be what it is. They are like trees to them. There is a number of creatures that we rarely know, but that are always there. As soft as, or rather as fragile as the velvet ant is, it has strength. Enough strength to dig the ground. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that something admirable? That a creature like this would bury itself. How does it breathe? One might ask themselves. How does it survive? Where does it keep the food that it has taken? How does it get to live day by day? And pause for a moment to think of those hot, scorching summer days. The kind of days when temperatures are way up, measuring in the 40 degrees, 50 degrees. By our expectation, is nothing should survive. But they get to live. Not only the ants, but even some creatures that look like the ground. Creatures that we need to look carefully to in order to notice. Perhaps now We'll be moving with our eyes wide open to see life and beauty all around us, for it requires us to notice it. There is a world beneath our feet.